and hypnosis and NLP practitioner and many other things because I just love learning. But yeah, so no hype today, but if you've been feeling a little off lately, like maybe your energy's weird or your patience is low, maybe your mind won't slow down, then this live is for you. Sunday is one of those days for a lot of people where you're reflecting on your week, either the previous week you just had or maybe the upcoming week. And maybe you're thinking about what worked, what didn't work, what's coming up, what you're dreading, what you're looking forward to, all of these things. And sometimes you just feel off, which is fucking annoying, right? And you don't even know why, which is the craziest part, because at least if you knew why, you could do something about it. You could fix it. Well, I want to help you understand why. I want to help you understand how to fix it. So that's what we're going to talk about in this live today. So how you can fix it when you're feeling off and just don't really know why. Or even maybe you do know why. This will still fix it. So I want you to understand something. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It also doesn't mean that anything needs to be fixed. It usually just means that you've been in a state that hasn't shifted for a while. See, your state is your energy, your emotions, your body, and your focus all wrapped into one, working together. And when one thing shifts, you can shift it all. And I've had days like that too, where there wasn't anything necessarily wrong, but everything just felt heavier. Maybe everyone was irritating me, or everything felt draining, or just harder than it should be. And for a long time, I thought that that meant that something needed to be fixed. But it didn't. So often, we're too busy thinking. Way too much in our minds. We think that something's wrong, something's broken, something needs to be fixed. But most of the time, that's not the case. It's just the fact that you've stayed in a state for too long. And another thing is that you're not stuck. We are actually never really stuck. Energy is always moving. We're always either moving towards the thing we want or away from the thing we want. So you're never actually stuck. You're just in a state. And most people don't realize how easy it is to shift their state, to completely change how they're feeling, how everything is looking to them at the moment, and all of that. Like I said, your state is your focus, your energy, your emotions, and your body. If we shift one of those things, you can shift all of it. And that's a huge deal. Hi, how are you doing? Thank you for coming to listen today. So, I want to give you an example real quick of how easy it is to shift your state. And then I'm going to talk a little bit more about other ways you can shift your state and why it's so important. I am doing pretty great, just having a relaxing day, and decided I wanted to go live and talk about this because I think it's so important. So many people get stuck in negative places or think that there's something wrong with them or something needs to be fixed, and it's really not the case. You just need to shift to where we are. And I mean, life is so hard, but if you can shift your state, it makes life so much easier. Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, there's so much chaos going on in the world right now and a lot to be stressed over. I feel like everyone is struggling in some area of their life right now. And if we can just start shifting a few little things, we'll be able to take those things so much easier and just also not stay stuck in them. I know for me, before I really got deep in my healing journey, when a bad thing would happen, I would be stuck in that forever. It would take me days or weeks possibly to recover from what was going on and to actually be in a different state and really get past that. So I think it's really important for us to know this. But yeah, so I'm going to show y'all an example of how simple it is to do this real quick. And then I'm going to talk about other ways that you can do this. My favorite way, music, and some different things like that. So just, if you're comfortable, close your eyes for a moment. And we're going to take a few deep breaths. And when you're breathing, I want you to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And try to make your exhale longer than your inhale. All right, so breathe in and breathe out. And just let your shoulders drop. Relax your body. And take another breath. Unclench your jaw. Relax your face. And I want you to notice what you're feeling in your body right now. Take another deep breath. And just let your body relax where it is. And really notice what you're feeling. Notice if anything shifted for you. It's that simple to change your state. It's really just changing your posture, changing the way you're breathing, doing some type of movement. You can shift it that easily. And that's the part that a lot of people miss, is how simple it is. Our state shifts throughout the day all the time without us ever realizing it. You can wake up in the morning and feel perfectly fine, and then a couple of hours later, you're completely miserable, and then by the end of the day, you're good again. That's your state changing. And we slip in and out of states without realizing it so often. So if you can learn to start realizing those things and learn how to shift back into a more positive place, that's just going to change so much for you. So a big thing is that changing your state is not about forcing something. It's not about thinking your way out of something. It's about shifting your body, shifting your focus. Because, like I said before, your state is a combination of your energy, your focus, your emotions, and your body. So this is also why things like music matter more than people realize. Music is my favorite thing to change my state. I have so many playlists that it's like, this is for this is for that. And I absolutely really love just inspirational and empowering stuff. I have a business. Shit gets discouraging and hard sometimes. So I will just turn on my inspirational playlist and clean and dance around my house and shift my state and get to this inspired, empowered place of, you know what, fuck everything else. I got this. It doesn't matter. I know it's all good. But I also want to point out that it doesn't always have to be positive, right? I'm big on, you know, what we take in, what we focus on. All of that is really important. It's really important to have positive in your life, to watch what you're allowing in your mind, in your energy, and all of these things. But I'm a crazy rocker goth girl and a juggalo. And I really still love my crazy, twisted, axe murderer juggalo music. And sometimes life gets frustrating and angry, right? So I will turn that on and mosh around my living room and get that frustration and anger out and just move it. Or sometimes you might be really sad. No, I am not Asian. I am white. I'm a mix of lots of things. I'm Native American and Irish and Italian and American and a bunch of things mixed into one. Oh, I'm so ADHD. The chat just pops up and distracts me. But yeah, also listening to sad stuff. Like, every emotion that we feel is valid. The goal isn't to, when we're shifting states, isn't to push away emotions that we need to feel. Sometimes you need to feel sad. Sometimes you need to feel angry. Those things are important to feel and let move through us. Without anger, so much in our world would have never changed. Women would have never got rights. Colored people would have never got rights. Like, all of these things took anger, right? Anger is not a negative thing. We just weren't taught to use it in a positive way. Sadness is not a negative thing. It doesn't feel good, but sometimes we need to feel that and get through it. So sometimes turning on some sad music and listening to that and crying your eyes out and getting through that will. Oh, and thank you and hello to all the my comments pop on and off. So if I don't respond to them, I'm sorry. It's because I don't see them until like every now and then. But yeah, thank you. But yeah, all of the emotions are valid. So it's great to have some positive and inspiring stuff, but don't get me wrong. It's good to have the other stuff, a playlist, an angry playlist, a sad playlist, whatever, because all emotions are valid and we need to move through them. So you can use that music to move through that state and move to a different one. Let those emotions move through your body and feel them and get to a different place. I also add the dancing because it's about our body too. And when we're moving energy. So it helps us to move those emotions through our body and through our system and get them out. So where a lot of people get stuck is they start thinking that this is just who I am. This is just how I am. They think I'm just overwhelmed. I'm just stressed. I'm just an anxious person. I'm just not good at this. And they don't realize that they're actually just identifying with the temporary state. None of those things are you. We use I am language around so much, around our feelings and our states and all of that. And it would be great if we could shift it. Start saying I feel. I feel tired. I feel angry. I feel overwhelmed. I feel frustrated. That way you're not identifying with that thing, because that is where a big problem comes in. People feel something for a while and they start identifying with that state. They think that that's who they are. That's not who you are. It's just a state you're in. It's just some emotions you're having. And you can shift that. It can all be way, way different for you. And yeah, so another really great thing to use is, like I showed us earlier in my little like demonstration thing, is you can use your breath. Just breathing differently signals safety to your body. That's why I said the longer exhale than inhale. That automatically signals to your brain that you are safe. Excuse my stumble words. I have hearing loss majorly, and like I just mispronounce things and stumble over words sometimes randomly. So yeah, that's just me. So yeah. But yeah, when we have that longer exhale, it signals to the brain that we're safe, that we're okay, that we can relax. Also, relaxing your body. A lot of times we don't even realize we're walking around all tense, all kind of like closed off to the world, to energy, and all of these things. So just changing your posture can shift your state. So today, if you've been feeling off, don't overthink it. Don't try to fix everything. Just shift something small. Put on some music. Step outside, get some sunshine. Go for a walk. Move your body, maybe dance or do some stretching or yoga. Just change your environment and interrupt that state. Your state is a combination of your emotions, your focus, your energy, and your body. If you can shift one of those things, you can shift all of them. And when you start doing this consistently, you stop feeling controlled by your emotions and you start feeling like you actually have a say in how you show up. That's really important. So many people don't trust themselves. They don't trust themselves to react in ways they'll be proud of. They don't trust themselves to hold true to their boundaries, to say no, to follow through with what they believe in or say that they want. So if this is something you've been struggling with, this is exactly the type of work that I do. Because it's not just about understanding yourself. We know our patterns. We know the things we've been through, how we've been hurt, how we react, and what happens. Most of us are aware of those things. We know that. We have the knowledge of how we should be acting or how to fix it or whatever. But that's not enough. It's not just about understanding ourselves and our patterns. It's really about being able to trust yourself and shift things when they're actually happening in the moment. So many of us are aware and we know all the things. I know all the things. I knew the mindset stuff and I still reacted in ways that I just could not be proud of and was not happy with. So, yeah, it's being able to show up where you trust yourself and not just react in a way where you don't even know how it's going to go is so amazing. It's so helpful. But yeah, I'm curious. What's one thing that helps shift your mood when you're feeling off? And if you have a favorite song to shift you into a more positive state, let me know because I love to find new music. But yeah, I'm gonna do a quick recap and then probably hop off of here. But your state is a combination of your focus, your emotions, your energy, and your body. A lot of times we get stuck in states and we start to identify with that. We start to think that our emotions, the things we're feeling, are who we are, and that's not the case. We use I am statements around our feelings all the time, and it'd be so much better if we could start saying I feel instead of I am. Even with things like tired, I feel tired instead of I am, because I am causes you to identify with it. And so many people are identifying with a state that they've just been stuck in for too long. And you can easily shift that state, especially with music. So, if you've been identifying with your state, know that you're not broken, nothing has to be fixed, and you can change it all. So, I'm gonna hop off of here now. And if you didn't catch the whole live, make sure you go back and watch the beginning. I do a little example of how we can shift our state and give you some more examples of how you can shift your state and how it doesn't always have to be positive. But thanks for watching. Much love to all of you, and I'll see you next time I'm on.